ready? All right, here we go. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. And those elbows, lift that chest, round and squeeze, step out, give yourself a little bend in your knees, roll through a cat, open up in a cow, roll through your cat, open in your cow, and then hands down, roll through cat, inhale through cow, one more time, cat and cow, abs in, big deep breath in, and we start our little step touch. In a moment, we're going to turn this into 2 steps to your left in 4, 3, here you go. If you want, you could add a little hamstring curl on the end. Last time we hold it here, hamstrings, hands to your hips. Kind of brush those feet so you get a little extra hamstring love. Elbows in toward your sides and press back. Little tricep warm up. You're going to keep those arms going, but you're going to turn that into first a step touch and then a step in front. I guess I could have gone straight to that. And then arms get a little bigger. And knees come up. And then we're going to make a little rotation at the waistline. Knees come across, elbow comes across, not touching the knee, just staying lifted and elongated in your spine. In a moment, we'll stay on the left and double time it. 4, 3, 2, here you go. Four more. And step touch. And then we'll take 2 to the right in 4, 3, here you go. And again, if you want to add a hamstring, feel free. Last time, hamstrings only. Elbows to your side, wipe your feet, press those triceps. And then let's see if we can just step into that front step. Arms go up and down. And then they come up, lat pull, and we add the knees. And rotation. In a moment, we'll stay on the right and double time in 4, 3, 2, here you go. One more. 2, and 1 step touch. Give me a little bicep this time. Bring that foot in. And hands in front. Give yourself a little isometric squeeze at the top of that range of motion. 4, 3, 2, leave those legs wide. Give me a big wide stance. Big deep breath in. Exhale, bring it down again. Drop your right shoulder in, look up over your left. And back through center, drop the other way. And again, through center, dropping the right. And dropping the left. Abs in, weight in your heels, big deep breath in, and relax that down. And let's grab that band. We're just going to start with some upper body work. This is going to be lats, so you can choose if you want your band to be single or doubled up. And then we're going to find a nice wide stance, toes turned out. And you have two options, by the way. You can just let this relax for now. You can either make it a booty squat, sitting your booty back, or you can make it a plie, gliding down an imaginary wall. So you choose, and then when you're ready, you're gonna, you're gonna sit down, arms up. When you come up, you give me that lat pull, stretch that open. So pull down, but also pull out. So your band, you have one, should get wider as you come up to greet it with your collarbone. There we go, beautiful. If you wanted to, you could come up on your tippy toes at any point. You wanted a big challenge, you could stay on your tippy toes. A little extra balance challenge, or skip that altogether. Just a couple more. The last one, sit down in that plie again. Isometric fold now, so get those quads engaged, make sure you're down as far as is comfortable for your knees, bring that band around behind you. And then you're just going to press forward and sit an inch deeper, come back, small move, just kind of working that end range. And relax, woo, come up. Hopefully those quads were feeling that, but we're not done with them. So once again, you can choose single or double. We're going to be doing some rowing this time. Sit down in it. Elbows are going to be a little higher. You're going to row up and pull out, down and forward, up and out. So wider as you come up and squeeze. So this is a different move than what we were doing before, right? This is an up or slightly down to up row, lifting those elbows, pulling apart. If you wanted, you could just make it a simple row. If this is confusing, out in front of you, you can pull back. You can do it thumbs up and squeeze that way. Totally up to you guys. Just a few more and bring that up. All right, hopefully those legs were feeling that a little bit. Let's give them a quick break. So step back with your left leg. Tuck your hips under, bend that left knee, drop into it, arms can come up. And then bring that up. Right leg goes back, tuck the hips under, bend into it, arms can come up. And relax. All right. You probably need your chair for this, I might have to get a different one. Let's lasso our left foot with the band. You might not need your chair right away. And then move that into your right hand. So left foot, right hand, lunge into your right leg, and give me a couple bicep curls with this band. So it's diagonal, it's on that left foot and right arm. And then, other option, keep the arm straight and bring it straight ahead, working the front of the deltoid. So you choose one of those, and then pause it there. Lunge into your right leg, turn your left toes in, press that leg up. So give it a press, make sure you have enough tension that you feel something happening here. And then when you're ready, put the two things together. So I'm going to bicep curl as my leg lifts, or I'm going to bring my arm straight ahead. Totally up to you. Few more here. Palm towards the sky or thumb forward. Last two. And last one. Keep the band across that foot, but bring it into the same hand. So it should be left foot, left hand. And this is where you might need your chair, lunge back. And then we're gonna lift that back leg up and press it straight out. Press it straight out. So feel glutes on that left side. And then again, as your leg goes back, you can do something forward with your arm. So they come close together and then apart. Together and apart. I'm sorry. Last two. And last one. Bring that down. Yikes, hopefully that left side really felt all that. We're gonna move that onto your right foot. So lasso the right foot, and then the band goes in your left hand. You're gonna step into that left leg, practice either a bicep curl or a straight arm raise for the front of the deltoid. Hold that arm there, launch into it, turn that right toe in a little bit, feel that outer glute, outer hip area. And then when you're ready, you do both at the same time. So when your leg goes up, your arm moves ahead. Two more. Beautiful. Leave that on that foot. Grab the band with your same hand. So right foot, right hand. And again, finding some place if you need to for balance. That knee is going to bend and straighten, bend and straighten. And then you're just adding, pressing forward or bicep curling with that arm. Relax. Hopefully y'all felt those. Let's give those legs a little love. So first we'll go left over right. Hips go to the left, arms go to the right. Okay? And then back up. Now we'll take right ankle over left, push those hips away, reach to the opposite side. Beautiful. Wide stance for just a second. Round through your cat. Inhale through your cow. One more time, cat. And one more time, cow. Shoulders up, back, and down. All right, I am gonna need my chair for this next one, so sorry. You can rest for a second. Right. All right, so we're gonna be sitting in the chair. But you want to sit up nice and tall, so go towards the front of your chair. If you feel safe enough, you're simply going to lasso your left foot. And then you really want to choke up on that band so that you feel some tension. And again, you're sitting really nice and tall. Lift that leg off the ground, bend the knee a bit, and then press it straight and hold it, engaging that quad. So if you feel like you're rolling backwards, you can try sitting back in the chair and see if that back will give you some support. So it's a small bend and flex. If you want a little more intensity, move that leg to the left. Two more like that. Hold the leg there. Bring your elbow by your side. You may have to loosen now. Straighten the arm. Pinky leads the way. Tricep extension. We put those two things together. So you press through the heel. You push out through that pinky finger. And hopefully we feel this quad as well as the tricep. Two more. Hold it there, tiniest pulse of both. Push and push and push and straighten and push. 3, 2, and 1. We'll stretch that in just a second. Let's switch it. Lasso your right foot. Band is in your left hand. Remember, we just started with the simple move here, right? Just getting that quad used to it, flexing through that quad. Holding for a moment, pulling it out to the side if you want more intensity. And then bring that arm down, try a couple tricep extensions, make sure you have enough but not too much stretch on the band, and then put the two things together. That's the male coming. Couple more here. And then hold it here and give me a little pulse. And relax. Ooh. All right, little stretch for those quads. We're gonna scoot over so the left hip drops off, it's in space. Left leg goes behind you. And then you can take the left arm to the left shoulder and then tip over. Move that left hand to the center of your back. And then move it over to the right. And then bring all that up. And we're going to scooch over. So your right hip drops off, right leg behind you. Right arm here to your shoulder. Send over your back. And over to the left. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and relax that. Well, I guess I have my chair back, at least for now. All right, so we're going to do some high tricep push-ups with the band, hopefully. But here's my suggestion, so that you don't have to hold this band, go a little looser, wrap it around, but you want to have a little bit of tension so that you know that when you get straight, you're going to feel that band, right? So you can decide how you want to do that. And then hands are on the sides of that chair. Be safe. Walk your feet back. Come into your high plank position, elbows raised backwards and press straight. Relax. Lose the band for a moment. Put your left elbow in the chair, let your right arm swing, and then open it to the sky. Bring that down, right elbow across, left arm swings, lift it up. And then finally put both elbows in the chair, walk forward, and then bring your hands down towards your shoulder blades. The further you walk your elbows, the further your hips go back, the more tricep stretch you'll feel. And then make your way back up. All right. I want to do most of the outer hip stuff down on the ground. So we're going to head to the ground with our band, please. And we'll start right away. We're going to fold that band in half. And then this is, as always, the trickiest part. Your knees are facing me. You're going to take that fold underneath your legs so that it comes up and over into your top hand. So then you grab that fold with your top hand, and then you're going to reach that all the way across, get your hand as close to your thigh as possible. You can see how long my tail is, and knuckle down. So your knuckle stays on the ground. It's not going to lift and lower as your leg moves. And then go ahead and lie down. Make sure your waistline is lifted, knees are stacked, hips are stacked. Pivot the toes apart, and then we press the band open till you have tension. And that's where it's going to stay until it goes more back to where you started more. So it's not open, close, it's open, open more, open, open more. And then pivot, so those heels are in the air, same exercise, open the band, and then open it more and more. So it's never closing all the way. And relax. Ooh, hopefully you guys felt those. Give that hip a little love. And let's go ahead and do the other side, which means you have to reverse your band so that now it comes up and over your thigh. Hand comes through that fold. Knuckle down by grabbing the other end of the band. Arm underneath your ear, hips stacked, knees stacked, heels together, toes apart, pivot open, and from there, more and more and more. And relax. We lift the heels in the air, waistline still off the ground, open the top leg, leave it open, and press more and more. And relax. Woo, give that hip some love. All right, I want to do the kind of toe crampy one. So as you come up, you're going to squeeze that band between your right big toe and your second toe. And if that's a challenge to you, you can kind of wrap that around your foot a couple of times. And then it's in between your right big toe and your second toe. Come onto your hands and knees, roll through a cat, inhale through a cow, lift the band up and bring it across your back onto your left shoulder. Right toe, left shoulder, across your back, not your chest. And then come on down and try and get your hand on the ground so that it might be kind of tight. Head in line with your spine, neutral spine, straighten that leg out and lift and lower the leg. Small movement. If you want to add on, arm can hold, leg can hold, or both down, both up for that beautiful spinal extension. And relax. We'll stretch out those toes in a minute, I promise. Let's move that to between your left big toe and second toe. And then once again, it's going to come across your back behind you into your right hand. And then find your neutral spine on all fours. Left leg lifts and it can lift and lower. Or you can hold bird dog or right arm and left leg. All right, I promised a little toe stretch. So you're going to tuck your toes under, and then you're just going to press some weight back. And it's up to you how much weight you put back there. I'm not going to sit my hips all the way back on my heels. That's too much for me, but that should give you a little stretch for your toes. You know, we'll get more at the end of class. All right, and then let's come on around and find ourselves lying on our spine. Let's lasso the right foot. So we're gonna do the extra safe way. So the band goes across the top of the foot, crisscrosses behind at the arch, and then you're secure. And that band goes into your right hand, and we'll just do a couple shoulder retractions. So nice straight arm, abs in, ribs down. Beautiful. Keep the shoulder down, point the toes, and give me a tiny circle in one direction and reverse it. Inhale to start your circle, exhale to finish. Take your left hand, put it on your left hip and see what's going on there. And then you can start to make that circle bigger. But the idea is that your hips don't move. If you'd like, you can stretch that left leg out on the ground, flex through the heel, and continue your circles. Again, making sure you're reversing directions every time. When you use the band, you might be able to get a bigger circle, maybe a little love hamstring stretch. And then back up, we're going to bend that knee in. You could just kind of loosely take that band off, bring your left knee in, lasso the top of the left foot, crisscross behind the arch, and then band in your left hand. And once again, we'll just do a few shoulder retractions. Back of the neck is long, so a slight tuck of the chin. Arms stay straight, low. And then point the toes and start your circles. Maybe use your right hand on your right hip to make sure it's not moving around too much. You can start to make that circle bigger. You may be able to straighten out your right leg. Just be sure that you're reversing your circle every time. Inhaling to start, exhaling to finish. And pause at center. So now I'm going to try and get both feet in there. So band goes across the tops of both feet and then comes in between the arch. So it should look like that. And then grabbing hold, shoulder retraction. Back of the neck is long. Abs in. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bend my elbows so that I can keep some awareness of keeping the shoulders down. Point the toes. Pull your belly button in, pull your ribs in, double leg lower. If this is too intense for your back, you go to a bent knee position and it becomes your toe touch exercise. Either one is fine. Sometimes when you have the band, you may be able to go to that longer lever that might not always be accessible when you don't have the band. But it's still all about keeping the low back the same distance from the ground throughout the range of motion. Keep that going for me, please. And then whether you're doing double leg lower or toe touch, go to your challenge position, hold here, and we're just going to do the tiniest 1/4 of an inch move up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then hold for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Woo! Keep the band how it is, but you can hug your knees in. Then we're going to straighten those legs again, but this time, reach your hands up as close to the ankles as you can. Shoulders back and down. Move those legs out on a slight angle and use that momentum to roll yourself up. Pause at the top, inhaling. Exhale, legs come up, head comes down. So I call this seesaw. I mean, it's actually your open leg rocker, but legs are closed. But the idea here is that when the legs lower, the torso lifts. When the torso lifts, the legs lower. So enjoy this one while you can. This is the easy one, and you know we'll do the opposite shortly. Last 2. One more, and then join me and try and find teaser position. You might flip your grip and see if you can hold your legs up with your arms. And then bend your knees, feet on the ground. Woo, slide that out in front of you. You can keep a gentle bend in your knees if your torso is rounded. And you can see if you can separate the feet a little bit. Turn the palms to the ceiling and just give me a gentle rowing motion. Just a reminder of those shoulder blades, posture muscles. All right, now we're going to bend the knees and you want to keep the feet on the ground. But once again, you want to choke up on that band. And now use that to give me possibly a full roll up if that doesn't always happen for you. On this next roll down, stay down. Okay, so you are always going to have that option or this option, which is a partial roll up. I come up, I get my shoulder blades off the ground, stretch my arms out, then I'm going to lower myself with control. Inhale at the bottom, exhale to roll up, reach through the arms for a little extra challenge, and exhale down. So either of those, if you're ready for the next level, it's kind of a big jump. Your legs go up to where they were before, out on an angle, but you're probably going to have to really choke up on that band because you're going to be using that band to pull yourself up without lowering your legs this time. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. There we go. So legs don't move, torso moves up and down, but legs stay on the exact angle where they are. And then final option, you can do this lying down or sitting up. You can move your legs without moving your torso. This is what it would look like lying down. See, we just did that. If you're here, you balance and lift and lower. And then you know the final step is not that seesaw that we just did. The final step is teaser. So everything is down and then everything comes up as a unit. You hold at the top on an inhale. Everything comes down on an exhale, hold on an inhale, exhale, lift it up. You're going to keep going. I'm going to check and see what's happening here. So remember, everything folds in half. That looks great. Good. Or you're doing one of those previous variations, which is absolutely fine. And then the next time you come up, let's just hold it, teaser position, and relax. All right, we're going to pivot over, all the way over onto your abs for me, please. You're going to drape that band across your tailbone and sacrum area, right? So as you come down, that band is lying across you, and your palms are going to face up, and you're going to grab that band with your hands only a couple inches apart. Deep breath in. Toes on the ground, kneecaps lifted, pubic bone presses, slide your hands down your spine, exhale, lift it up, and as you're here, reach out towards those pinky fingers, get a little extra, and then exhale down, inhale, exhale to lift, hold here on the inhale, and exhale down. And again, you're going to keep that going for me, nice spinal extension, so keep going through that move. And then let's go ahead, press back, let your hips sit back on your heels, take a moment here. And then we're going to bring that band around behind our shoulders again, as we did when we did our tricep push-up. But this time, we're coming down onto our forearms. And again, if it's uncomfortable to hold it with your thumbs, just give that band a wrap so that you don't have to hold it as much with your hand. All right, so there should be tension on the band already. You can see my band has thinned out, which means there's tension. Pinkies stay on the ground, abs in. Pre-plank means I'm going to lift my hips off the ground. And then I'm just going to gently press against that band. It's a small move, not a big one. Might look like I'm moving my hips, but the move initiates between the shoulders. Take a quick break. Stay there or roll onto the tops of your thighs and do the same thing, pressing gently against the band. Stay there or final level, tuck the toes, press against the band. Keep it going for me. So any of those three would be fine. And when you feel done, you can loosen that band and then you can either lie on your tummy and windshield wiper your legs side to side, or you can press back in that resting position again. Totally up to you. And then we're going to mosey our way back over onto our spine. Stretch those legs out, reach those arms overhead, point the toes. And then exhale, flex through the heels, press the low back into the ground. Feel that stretch come into the back side of your body. And then come on back to center. So now this is where we get this extra love with the, and I mean it nicely this time, with the band for our stretches, but you need to do what's safe for you. If it's okay with you, you're gonna put your foot into the band in a parallel position. Right foot, by the way. And then I'm gonna grab the front of that band. See how much I pulled my toes back? I'm gonna grab that. So I already have quite a bit of a stretch on that foot and those toes. And then press the ball of the foot to the sky, push the toes against the band, big challenge there. And then toes come back, ball of the foot comes back, heel presses up. Let's rotate the toes in and do that same thing. Ball of the foot presses up, toes push against the band, toes come back, ball of the foot comes back, heel presses up. And then pivot the toes open, same thing, ball of the foot pushes, toes press, and then toes pull back, ball of the foot pulls back, heel presses. And then keeping that beautiful stretch, you can give yourself enough slack so that you can drop the leg to the right by holding that right elbow on the ground. So I'm supporting that, basically that leg in space. Then reach over with your left hand, straighten the left leg out, flex through the left heel, turn the toes in this time, give yourself enough slack that the left elbow can rest on the ground and you'll be getting a big stretch on that right hip. And then come back through center. This time you're going to bend your knee in, and then with both hands, choke up on that really deep stretch here for your hamstring. So I'm pulling my toes back. You can play again with movement here, and then without moving your hands, try and straighten the leg, which hopefully doesn't happen, but you'll get that bouncing, that what we call muscle tetany, with the muscle trying to resist and trying to get a stretch. And then finally, you can let it go like Elsa, lower the foot down, and then release the band and bend that right knee. Put the right foot on the ground, left foot goes parallel into your band. And then again, I'm going to use my left hand to really pull my toes back, and then shoulder goes on the ground. And then press the ball of the foot up to the sky, and then the toes come back, ball of the foot comes back. Pigeon toed, ball of the foot presses, toes reach, toes come back, ball of the foot, and then heel. And then rotate outward, press the ball of the foot, and then the toes pull back, ball of the foot presses up, heel presses. And then just gently let that leg drop to the left, supporting it with your left elbow. Inner thigh stretch, little hamstring stretch, passive stretch. Reach over with your right hand, straighten your right leg, flex through the right heel, and slowly turn that left toe in and let it drop right, for a big stretch on your left hip. And then up we go, bend that knee in. You're going to pull those toes back so that you're getting that lovely hamstring stretch along with some ankle and foot stuff. And then your challenge is to try and straighten the leg without moving the hands, which again, if you had a pretty tight grip, won't happen. And then lower that leg with your hands, nice and controlled, and you can let that band go. Woo, stretch it out, bend those knees again, cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Press that right knee open, and then thread your needle at the hamstring or the shin. Nice little rock side to side. And then pull that knee all the way across, reach for that left knee, right arm to the right, knees are going to gravitate to the left and drop. Back up through center you go, uncross, left ankle across the right thigh, press it open. reach for your hamstring or your shin. Pull it over a little bit and then cross the left knee all the way over the right, hug it in. And then knees can drop to the right if you like. And then you can either roll onto that right side or however you want to. You're going to make your way to your hands and knees. Hands out front, tailbone back, undulating forward and back. And then hands right underneath you, shoulders out of your ears, tuck your toes, press through those toes, lift the knees, hover here, and then press it up and back, pedal it out. Wide stance, walk it back. Hands on your thighs, roll cat. Inhale, cat. Big deep breath in, and we curtsy. Thank you guys.